Next up on our 2024-25 CVC Winter Sports Media Day Tour is the Independence Blue Devils wrestling team. I've got head coach Ken DeAngelis. Coach, thanks for joining us here on a Sunday afternoon to preview the season, but why don't you just give us a quick overview? What are you looking at this year?
Yeah, well, thanks for having us, Stephen. I really appreciate all you and Ohio Varsity does for wrestling in the CVC. We're excited. I have Manoli Fortunis with me today and Jonah Valenti, two of my four seniors. Independence Wrestling is really excited this year. We have a new wrestling room, well, new to us, so we have a home, which is nice. We've got some experience coming back with four returning district qualifiers, four seniors, and a lot of hungry young freshmen and sophomores. I think our numbers right now are about 21, and we'll be really close to a full lineup. So we're excited to get on the mats and get rolling.
Well, and I know you've been, with four district qualifiers returning, that's great and all, but you've been like plagued by injuries over the last few years. You've always had, guys coming in, with high expectations, and then the injury bug hits. But are you doing anything different to kind of combat that? Just kind of get these guys a little bit more in peak shape or whatever? Some injuries you can't help.
Yeah.
Those things happen when, especially in a sport like wrestling. But you doing anything else to try and keep them healthy?
Yeah, great question. Well, these two are a great example. They've been wrestling all spring, summer, and fall. And I just think, the more you stay in wrestling mode and wrestling shape, the more likely you are to have a nice, clean, healthy season. So we've had a good group of kids just on the mats, open mats. We brought in several clinicians over the summer and fall. And so we've just had a lot of guys being very regular and consistent. And I think that's a big thing.
All right, Coach, I'll come back to you after I talk to the guys. I'll start with Manoli. Manoli, for the folks at home, just introduce yourself. Name, grade, and what weight you plan to wrestle this year.
I'm Manoli Fortunis. I'm a senior this year. I'm going to wrestle 138.
So Manoli coming in, obviously you're coming back as a district qualifier. Senior year, there's a lot of emotions that go through your head at that point. It's your last year of high school wrestling. That might be a good thing for you. It might be a bad thing. But what are you feeling heading into the senior season?
Feeling good, feeling confident. I think we're going to do really well this year.
So last year you get to the district. I think you won your first one. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won your first one and dropped in. You won a consolation bout. So you got I think 4 matches in district. So that's great. I think you were 1 or 2 away from getting to the state tournament. What's it going to take this year to take that next step?
I think just being consistent, going hard every day.
And then just who's making you do that in the wrestling room? Who are the guys you drill with?
I mean, Charlie Meyer, Jonah Valenti, Charlie Pukovic, he's back. I think just all our seniors, we all push each other, be better. A lot of the young guys.
And all those guys that you named have had their fair share of success too. So how does that help you just to have so many guys that have had some success pushing you? What does that do for you?
I mean, we go with each other live. I mean, we obviously get better drilling with each other. I mean, we all push each other, I feel like, most of the time. Feel good about that.
You guys, I don't think you've even started practice yet, have you?
Oh, we have.
Friday. Oh, you did start. Okay. Oh, Friday was the first day. Okay, so, yeah, so just getting out there, seeing some of the younger guys. Who are the guys that have been impressive?
I think one person that shows out to me the most is probably Dale. He's a freshman. He has a lot of heart. And I think, almost all our freshmen really show out to me. I think, like, the future of Independence Wrestling, they're going to be there for it. So I think they're just all around looking good.
As a senior, how important is it to you that you mentor those younger kids the right way to come up and work and compete?
I think it's very important. We keep motivating them to keep coming back and chase wins.
Outstanding. All right. Well, good luck to you this year. Jonah, on to you. Just for the folks at home, introduce yourself. Name, grade, and what weight you plan to wrestle.
My name is Jonah Valenti. I'm a senior, and I'm planning on going 144.
144. So coming back in, you've got some district experience too. How different are you as a wrestler? Oh, are you still there? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you now.
Okay. Yeah. So just, coming in this year, how different are you compared to freshman year, just when you got started in high school wrestling?
Getting started into high school wrestling is a lot different from middle school. I didn't really know if wrestling was for me, As I wrestled, as it went on, I really fell in love with sport and fell in love with competing and fell in love with trying my hardest and doing great.
What is it you like about wrestling? I mean, I can go through a long list of things that I enjoyed and a long list of things I didn't enjoy, but what is it that you like about wrestling?
For me, it's the pride in seeing what I'm able to accomplish.
Absolutely. All right. And then just, coming in, obviously it's a long season, but heading into the senior year, what are you feeling? How confident are you that you've got, the ability to take that step and, earn a trip down to Columbus?
I mean, practicing with the great people we have in the room, I'm pretty confident that not only me, but I feel as we are all going to do really good.
I asked Manoli about some of the young guys. Here's your chance. Who are some of the guys that have been impressive to you in open mats and practice so far?
Yeah. As Manoli said, one that really stands out to me is Dale. He reminds me a lot of me. He's got a lot of heart for the sport, and he does not give up. Yeah.
Outstanding. What are your goals for the season this year?
Uh, well, my goal since as I was little to step on a NCAA mat. So I'm gonna try this hard, make my way to Columbus, hopefully place, and hopefully wrestle in college.
Outstanding. All right. Well, good luck to you. Coach, back to you. I talked to the guys about some of the younger guys. Who are the young kids that have been impressive to you so far?
Yeah, well, they both mentioned Dale Augustino. We have, I think we've got 16 freshmen and sophomore on the team this year. So these two seniors specifically, and all four of our seniors, have a lot of work to do just to mold them and help, leave a legacy behind them, which is really important. But yeah, Dale Augustino's been in all summer. Hayden Metallic, who's a sophomore, has been great. Lucas Molinarchuk, who's a freshman and played football. He would play a full week of football and come to open mats on the weekends and Monday night after practice. So he did a great job. And that's becoming more the norm in our room than the exception. And when you can get to that point where the guys are starting to get better on their own and you're not pushing or pulling them to get there, it really, really starts to turn the corner. And, these two specifically, I mean, Manoli Fortunas, he's had 2 years of wrestling experience and is one of the most talented kids I've ever coached in 30 years. He's got so much ability, and he's starting to understand and believe that. And if he can tap into that this year, watch out. And Jonah Valenti, from the time I had him in class in 5th grade, I could tell he's just a worker. He is a different wrestler today than he was as when he started on the mat. So these two leading all of these young guys is really exciting.
When you look at the conference and just Northeast Ohio as a whole, the wrestling's good. So when you're in conference meets and tournaments, you're going to be challenged. You host the North Coast Classic. That's a great tournament. So many great teams. What does that do for wrestlers just when you're seeing that great competition constantly?
Yeah, well, one of the great things about wrestling is, the most important thing is to peak at the end of the year. We're not afraid of failure or competition in our room. In fact, we embrace failure and embrace competition because when you fail, you learn and you grow. And so we've set up our schedule to mirror that. The North Coast Classic is a tough tournament to open the season. You're going to get 7-8 tough matches. We're adding the Comet Classic in Solon this year, the second weekend of the season. So that's a tough double elimination tournament. We've added the Twinsburg Duels for the main reason that Waynedale High School is going to be there, and we want to wrestle guys in Waynedale singlets before we get to them at district and state. And then our conference. I mean, we've got a pretty solid schedule, and that competition and that learning will hopefully pay dividends by the end of the year.
Absolutely. And we just added Rootstown, so you can add another great wrestling program into the mix. So outstanding. All right, Coach, I appreciate you and the gentleman taking some time out of your day to preview the season. I wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you much, Steve.
Thank you.